It is now more than 30 years since I slept. Since the unmentionable day of my birth, I have sworn an irreconcilable hatred against the somniferous bedboards. It is I who willed it. Let none be accused. Quickly, let abortive suspicion be cast aside. Do you discern this pale crown on my brow? Tenacity with her thin fingers was the one who wove it there. As long as a trace of burning sap races through my bones like a torrent of molten metal, I shall not sleep. Every night I force my livid eyes to stare at the stars through my window panes. To be surer of myself, slivers of wood prise my swollen lids apart. When dawn breaks, it finds me in the same position, my body propped vertically erect against the plaster of the cold wall. Yet sometimes it happens I dream, but without for one moment losing the lively consciousness of my personality and the free faculty of movement. Know that nightmare who hides in the phosphorescent corners of the dark, fever who palps my face with his stump, and every tainted animal rearing its bloody claws. Well, it is my will which, to provide steady sustenance for its perpetual activity, makes them revolve. Indeed, atom that is revenged in its extreme weakness, free will does not fear to affirm with strong authority that brutishness is not numbered among its sons. He who sleeps is less than an animal castrated the day before. Although insomnia drags to the depths of the grave these muscles already redolent of the cypress odor, the white catacomb of my intelligence will never open its penetralia to the Creator's eyes. A secret and noble justice, towards whose outstretched arms I instinctively hurl myself, orders me to track down without truce this ignoble punishment, deadly enemy of my imprudent soul. At the hour when lanterns are lit along the coastline, I forbid my luckless loins to lie down on the dewy lawn. Impenetrable as giants, I have lived ceaselessly with eyes yawning open. At least it is averred that during the day one can put up a useful resistance against the great exterior object who does not know his name. For then the will watches over its own defense with remarkable tenacity. But as soon as the veil of nocturnal vapors spreads, even over condemned men about to hang, to behold one's intellect in a stranger's sacrilegious hands, an implicable scalpel probes its dense undergrowth. Conscience exhales a long roncus of curses, for her modesty's veil undergoes cruel rents. Humiliation! Our door is open to the grim curiosity of the celestial bandit. I have not deserved this infamous torment, you hideous spy on my causality. If I exist, I am not another. I do not admit this equivocal plurality in me. I want to live alone in my intimate reasoning. Autonomy, or let me be turned into a hippopotamus. Sink underground, O anonymous stigmata, and reappear to my haggard indignation no more. My subjectivity and the Creator, it is too much for one brain. When night obscures the course of hours, who is he who is in his bed soaked with icy sweat has not fought against the influence of sleep? That bed, drawing the dying faculties to its bosom, is but a tomb composed of a scantling of deal boards. The will imperceptibly withdraws as if confronted by an invisible force. The viscous gum coats the crystalline lenses of the eyes. The eyelids seek each other like two friends. The body is no more than a breathing corpse. Finally, 4 enormous stakes nail all his limbs to the mattress. And please note that the sheets, in short, are shrouds. Here is the perfume pen where religion's incense burns. Eternity booms like a distant sea and approaches rapidly. The room has disappeared. Humans, prostrate yourselves in this mortuary chapel, sometimes striving vainly to overcome the organism's imperfections. In the midst of the profoundest sleep, the mesmerized sense perceives with amazement that it is but a gravestone, and supported by an incomparable subtlety, admirably reasons. To leave this bed is a more difficult problem than one would think. Seated on the tumbrel, I am drawn toward the binary posts of the guillotine. Curiously enough, my inert arm has knowingly assumed the stiffness of a stump. It bodes ill to dream of going to the scaffold. Blood flows in great waves across the face. The chest heaves in repeated gasps and inflates wheezing. The weight of an obelisk stifles the spread of madness. Reality has destroyed slumber's dreams. Who does not know that when the struggle between the proud self and the terrible progress of catalepsy continues, the hallucinated spirit loses its judgment? Gnawed by despair, it delights in its disorder till it has defeated nature and sleeps, seeing the prey escaping. With irritated and shamed wing flies forever from its heart. Cast a little ash upon my inflamed orbit. Do not stare into my unwinking eye. Do you understand what suffering I endure, though pride is satisfied? When night exhorts human beings to repose, a man I know strides swiftly through the countryside. I fear my resolution may succumb to the ravages of old age. Let that fatal day come when I shall fall asleep. On waking, my razor, working its way into this neck, will prove that a matter of fact nothing was more real.
Somebody already got you.